Errol Flynn's widow stayed quiet for decades. She watched the world tear apart her dead husband's reputation. Nazi spy, womanizer, fascist. She heard it all and said nothing. But at 85, Flynn's widow finally broke her silence. What she revealed shocked everyone. The studio had created most of his wild reputation to sell movies. The affairs were exaggerated. The political accusations were backwards. Even worse, she confirmed Flynn had secrets that could have changed history. The truth was nothing like what people believed. Errol Flynn was born on June 20th, 1909, in Battery Point, Tasmania. His father, Theodore Thompson Flynn, was a professor of biology at the University of Tasmania. He studied marine life and had a reputation for being brilliant. Errol's mother, Lily Mary Young, later changed her name to Morell. No one really knows why. She had a completely different personality, distant and cold. Errol grew up surrounded by strange pets. His father kept kangaroos, tigers, and Tasmanian devils. Errol spent hours with them. He was especially drawn to the sea, which came from his mother's side of the family. They were sailors and wanderers. At home, life wasn't easy. His mother was often cruel. When Errol was just 7, she beat him so badly that he thought about running away. She called him wicked and a devil in boy's clothing. That kind of talk stuck with him for life. His parents also left him behind during holidays. While they traveled, he had to stay alone in empty school buildings. It felt like a prison. That loneliness made him angry. It made him rebel. He craved love and attention, but also feared getting too close to anyone. This inner conflict followed him his whole life. School didn't help. Between 1915 and 1926, he was kicked out of nearly every school he attended in Tasmania. Hutchins School, Hobart College, the Friends School. None could handle him. He got into fights, skipped classes, and stole things. Teachers called him a bad influence. At 14, his parents sent him to a school in London, hoping that would straighten him out. It didn't. He returned a year later, even more defiant. At one point, he was expelled from Sydney Church of England Grammar School for stealing. It became a cycle. His name alone made teachers nervous. They knew what was coming. By 17, Errol's reputation was in ruins. Then things got worse. While attending that same Sydney school, he was caught in a scandal. A student found out he was sleeping with a much older maid. The school was furious. His engagement to a well-known girl, Naomi Campbell Dibbs, was also ruined. That wasn't his only affair. Errol often bragged about his adventures with female staff, teachers, maids. It didn't matter. One incident had even gotten him expelled for being caught in the act on school grounds. These affairs weren't just rebellion. They were connected to his complicated relationship with his mother. He chased older women, seeking comfort and control at the same time. In 1927, at just 18, Flynn left Australia behind. He wanted freedom. He got a job at a mining company, but was soon fired for stealing. So he tried his luck in Papua New Guinea, hunting for gold. There, he claimed he survived a tribal attack and had to shoot someone in self-defense. He was put on trial for murder, but was found not guilty. Instead of being scared, Flynn felt more alive than ever. In 1928, with money from gold mining, he bought a small boat called the Sirocco. It was over 50 years old and barely seaworthy. Still, he and his crew sailed back to Papua New Guinea. The journey lasted 7 months and ended in disaster when the boat hit a reef near Port Moresby. One man died. Flynn barely made it. By 1932, he was managing a tobacco plantation near Port Moresby. He wrote about his adventures in articles for the Sydney Bulletin. Some people said he had a child with a local woman on Selapu Island. He never confirmed it. He left the island later that year, owing people money. But fate had other plans. That same year, Australian director Charles Chow was looking for someone to play Fletcher Christian in a new film. Somehow Flynn got the part. Some said it was because of a photo in the newspaper. Others said it was a friend who recommended him. Whatever the case, he starred in the Wake of the Bounty in 1933. The movie didn't do well, but it lit a fire in Flynn. He now believed he could become an actor. He left for England later that year. There he worked as an extra in small films and joined the Northampton Repertory Company. He trained on stage for 7 months, but drama followed him. He got into a fight with a female stage manager and pushed her down a flight of stairs. He was fired. Still, Warner Brothers noticed him and gave him a role in a low-budget film, Murder at Monte Carlo, in 1934. That movie is now lost, but Flynn's performance caught the attention of studio executives. They sent a message to Hollywood. They had found someone special. In November 1934, at age 25, Flynn boarded an ocean liner called the Paris. That's where he met Lily Dita, a French actress 7 years older than him. She was famous and well-connected. They fell for each other during the trip. When the ship docked in New York, a Warner Brothers agent gave Flynn a train ticket to Chicago, then a flight to Los Angeles. To help him meet the right people, Flynn's Hollywood journey came with a twist. Warner Brothers didn't want him to seem too foreign. Even though he was born in Tasmania, they claimed he was Irish. They said he came from the London stage. They ignored his years in Papua New Guinea and erased his Australian past. On November 27, 1934, Flynn signed a 6-month contract with Warner Brothers. He was paid $150 a week. That was the start. In 1935, Warner Brothers was planning a big budget adventure film called Captain Blood. The role of the bold hero was meant for British actor Robert Donut. But Donut had chronic asthma. He couldn't handle the physical demands. That changed everything. The studio scrambled. They went to big names: James Cagney, Clark Gable, Ronald Colman, Frederick March, Leslie Howard, all passed. No one expected what happened next. A little-known actor named Errol Flynn got the role. He was from Tasmania. At the time, he had only 5 minor film credits. One of those was as a corpse, but he had something no one else did: timing. His wife, Lily Dita, happened to be friends with the future wife of Jack Warner. That helped. The studio took a chance and cast him. Then, they invented a whole new backstory, calling him an Irish adventurer actor. They even said if he were born 3